very sexy.
All right, let's take a look at your build. First of all, why haven't you picked up these upgrades for the ship yet?
Because I just bought. This is my first match after I just bought it. Didn't
How
have
much-
the experience to unlock them.
How much free XP do you have, sir?
I think I unlocked the range bonus, but didn't have the credits to buy it.
Oh, okay. So you're okay.
So
Got it.
credits and experience kind of put a damper on that.
Okay, fair. I bring that up because generally you want to get the hull and the bombers as quickly as possible. So if you don't have the credits, I completely get it. If you don't have the free XP, then I totally get it too. So that's fine. Okay. For your modules here, you've got main armaments mod 1. You've got damage control, so less fire flood. You've got artillery plotting, which I discovered is the way. So I'm glad you got that. Damage control.
I did my standard battleship build, not thinking. Didn't know if there was a better way to set this up.
Yeah. Sources I looked at suggested the turret reverse, but with the Nebraska, since all the turrets are in the front, chances are you're going to do a bow-in situation, so artillery makes sense.
Yeah.
Damage control is fine, and then into concealment mod is fine. Okay. One alternate that I've been running is I've been using damage control party modification 1, just in case you have any of them. It's very handy for American battleships. If you don't, then your turrets are fine. Are you using a special captain?
I am not.
Okay.
I really need to get one.
So the reason I'm asking is obviously Halsey, does boosted things, but so does so do
John Doe and George Doe.
the does. Exactly correct. Yes. Oven chicken does increased grease the gears. It's not as good, but it's still available. So you're using standard, which is fine. So you've got grease the gears, you've got gun feeder, you've got adrenaline, you've got the focus fire. So this allows you to use your airstrike, your planes more frequently, and then you've got emergency repair. Interesting that I
made a mistake I accidentally clicked that one, thinking I clicked on the concealment expert.
generally, yeah, concealment is good. Alternately, you could do fire prevention, one of these two, and then the other. This would be the last I would pick of the three.
Yeah, I meant to grab. I didn't realize I had the emergency repair selected. I thought I had concealment expert selected.
Yeah, that happens. All right.
Like I was just speed rushing the commander build.
Mm-hmm. Well, over time you'll fix it. So
Yeah, once I get it.
Hotel Yankee.
These are the signals I had available when I played this ship. I do not have
Okay.
a stash of signals available.
By the way, log into the game and take a look at the cost for changing commander skills via doubloons. Just gonna put that out there for a second. I'm not gonna say anything more than that. Okay, so you've got ramming, you've got fire, you've got flooding recovery, heal, secondaries, anti-air.
This is like I said. These are all the signals I had available. So I said, why the heck not?
Okay, you don't have protection, no anti-det, huh?
Sadly, no.
Okay, all right. I might have held the secondary just because chances of you using secondaries in this ship probably very low, but okay.
The way I play, very high. I have a destroyer mindset. I'm a destroyer main. And I have a tendency to play ships like destroyers that aren't supposed to be played that way.
All right. Hey, that's fair. All right. Well, let's take a look at your game then. Get the replay render ready. Okay, so carriers involved. Oh God, you're top tier. Who did you pay to give matchmaking that? Because, God damn.
I
It's
paid
terrible.
Satan half my soul.
There you go. Only half.
Only half, yeah.
All right. Two subs. Lexington. You've got Choklov. There are no hybrid ships on the other team, so you essentially have a half carrier advantage over them.
Yeah, and I suck at carrier play, so.
Well, good. I can give you some feedback.
So this was an interesting. I cannot speak today.
Asteroid.
This is
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. This was the first time I played Nebraska,
Hmm.
so I had a lot to learn.
Okay.
And I prefer torpedo bombers over level bombers.
Yep. Oh, the screen asteroid. If you look at my my replay render channel, if you look at the player build, it'll actually link you to the commander upgrade flag build that the player's using. So I've started using that. I hope you guys like that. Gives us a chance to discuss another aspect to the game that we normally don't get a chance to do.
I really love that. Like, you can look at all the skills, like, okay, how did this player set it up to do so well?
Yeah, it's very helpful. Now,
is.
you're being extremely aggressive early, but you are top tier, so you can afford to do that. I would not recommend doing this if you were bottom tier.
Oh, heck no.
C is already being capped.
I thought I was mid tier, not top tier. I forgot about that.
Yeah, yep. All right, your planes are about to come available, so I would just shoot the shareboard, launch your planes immediately. You need to find what's at sea cap. There's a smoke there, which makes me think it's the Mahan.
And then I repositioned myself to get out of that broadside and the ram that I did with my teammate.
The ram is okay. Who cares? You're at the point where you're just playing around.
Yeah, I'm learning the ship.
Imagine being a submarine and taking a torpedo in the face.
Yeah! I don't know what that sub was thinking.
I don't know either. And yeah, Ash, that's something that we've been able to do. So you're always welcome to take a look at that in the replay render channel. Render your own replays and stuff if you want. So
yeah, I should have launched my planes at this point.
Absolutely. Here, what I would do is I would actually stop the ship, or maybe move it at a quarter and turn it to the right and then launch planes. You've gone left, you're going behind the island, which is fine.
If I recall correctly, I set up the autopilot.
I learned very, very much the hard way to not rely on autopilot in these ships. Oh my god.
And then I do a search for that destroyer.
So that destroyer is probably going to be on the smoke or behind it. In other words, I would be searching the 9 line, that border. Oh look, there's the Kagero.
Yeah.
So obviously you're going to drop the shareboard because why the heck not? He DCP'd, so you're not going to get any fires on that, but you'll do a little bit of damage.
Like my first successful bomb drop. Woo!
Woo! Now you're turning your torpedo, or you're turning your ship, which means you're completely turning your turrets. And that's going to take your mod for a while.
Yeah, I thought I had it locked in place.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it stays pointed in the direction I initially had them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I used the wrong locking mechanism.
So that's why when earlier I said turn right and go to quarter or stop and turn right, that was so that when you came back, you were where the Nueve de Julio is, but you were more turned in so that you can just kind of continue on to the cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It puts you in trouble, but it also gets your guns on more frequently. But hey, a Monarch shows up, so there you go.
And I take pot shots at him. I probably should have loaded HE.
I would have shot the Kagero, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I wanted to load up the HE so I could shoot at the destroyer, but
Oh, okay.
I focused more on the battleship.
So here, I would once again point my bow at the left of the island in front of you, and I would stop and launch my planes.
I make a lot of mistakes in this.
That's all right.
That's why I wanted this replay view.
Yeah, and I'm by no means a professional when it comes to Nebraska. I've played all of like 6 or 8 games in it. Now he just took a torpedo, most likely a flood, that will probably slow him down. Your shells might be in front of him because of that.
I didn't account for that.
Yeah. 1 ricochet, and 1 pen. Kagero smoked up south of the Monarch. So, Monarch dies at Torps. Alright. So, you could go try to spot the Kagero. Alternately, I like the idea of just dropping the Cherbourg again. Because he's French. He deserves it.
Yeah, I wanted to harass him as much as possible.
Right. Good. So you got the base decaps and a fire. Synop dies in the middle of A. Okay. But you guys have, for all intents and purposes, won the C cap. So it comes down to how now do you get into B? You just lost your sub. Lazo.
And that's what I was hitting, was to support B.
So you can go right into that channel where the Hipper is, or alternately, you could go behind the Cherbourg. You can go into Delta 7.
Oh, I was going straight in with the Hipper.
I see that. Hipper, I might have earlier said, hey, use your Hydro so you can tell where the Cherbourg is, but he didn't. And this is a very rust shot on the Lazo. Doesn't work. Had you held your shot, so you know you wouldn't have the island in the way, you probably...
I could have got a better hit.
Probably could have, but your Hipper, I mean, deserves to be complimented. He just took out 2 cruisers just sailing through. All right.
Yeah, I did compliment him for that after the game.
Good.
That was awesome.
I like that you cleared your guns and immediately went to bombers. I would go bomb the Kagero now.
I did not, I don't think.
It doesn't look like it. Now, the reason I recommend the Kagero... Sorry, go ahead.
Went straight for the new mechs.
The reason I recommend the Kagero is simply team play, removing a threat that is the only threat on that flank.
But the Kagero died anyway, so...
But he died anyway, that's correct. At the moment he was still alive, he died
yeah.
anyway. You have better fire RNG than I do already. I hate you.
Yay!
Yeah.
Something I'm better at.
All right. Good shot of the Numex. I like that you waited a little bit there. Oh, God, yeah. I knew that was going to be a good hit. Now, you could drop anchor here, essentially. Stop, or at the very least just get into the B cap and then stop. I wouldn't go too much beyond that, though, for right now at least. Until you kill this Numex. Unfortunately for you, he just took some torpedoes, so that's neat.
Yep.
A little high on your shot there, but you get the Citadel, so what do I know? This is my...
I think I got lucky with that Citadel.
This is my RNG, though. I always tell people they're off on their shots and they get Citadels, and then I just sit here and I'm like, come on.
Even I was questioning, how did I get that Citadel? That was too high of a shot.
Right?
So, you and I both had that same thought. Like, too high, but how'd I do that?
Right? Okay, good. All right. So, now you just got the Lexington to deal with. They're actually about to be pointed out. There's a consulate and a sub left, and a carrier. I'm going to recommend something crazy, which is send your autopilot to J10, because you know the carrier's probably in J10. And then go sail around and try to find the carrier, and then after you find where the carrier is, go find the subs. Because there's nothing else to do.
I don't even know where I put my...
Planes.
Oh no, I did actually put my autopilot towards J10.
Yeah, he's actually at Hotel 10 because of the last, like if you look at where those planes are coming from.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I pointed my planes. Like, okay, he's in that direction.
Sub detected now by the Warspite. Unfortunately, the planes prevent you from easily turning that direction. But the other Nebraska's using ASW, Warspite's using ASW, and he's dead. And that's game. Okay. I mean, if that's your first game in the Nebraska, it's far better than my first game, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was my very first game in Nebraska, so...
Wow. Outstanding.
I'm surprised I did as well as I did.
Sure. So I don't have too many real comments to make about your gameplay other than, just kind of working on where you're gonna try to set your carrier up before you launch your planes. And I need to work on that myself.
Is the biggest thing is like, okay, where do I put my carrier
Mm-hmm.
to launch and all that,
Right.
and
And then
all
just
that information you have to pay attention to.
absolutely. And then thinking about like where do you want your guns to be pointed when you're out? And that's even hard to figure out. So I mean you were top tier, which obviously is gonna help you quite a bit.
Of course. I love these mini-map windows.
It's really nice to just look at it and see how things worked from a kind of a top down, quick and dirty view. But yeah, I mean, you guys did a nice. Your team did a nice job on the other side too. Um, an important question to consider is why am I launching my air group? What do I specifically want to do that my main armament cannot? Well, that's a good point, Cthulhu. Right. And for the most part, I think
For
you.
the
I
most
think
part,
you.
it's spotting.
Yeah, you're spotting, and then that one time where I instinctively said go to the 910 line with your planes, and you just went straight to the Cherbourg. That's the only time I really felt like you didn't use your aircraft wisely. So, not bad, dude.
Thanks. And
Yeah.
I have a lot to learn when it comes to aircraft
Hmm.
still.
Fair enough. Well, thank you much for sending that in and being patient while we covered some other replays.
Yep, and thank you for getting me in because I have to go now.
All right. Well, I'll see you later.
Yep. I'll say hi to the horses for you.
Well,
Because
thank you.
that's why I have to go.